What if I told you that your bloating isn't actually caused by the food you ate today? What if the real problem started months or even years ago? Most people believe digestive discomfort is simply a normal part of aging. But what if your gut has been sending warning signals that you've been ignoring all along? Millions of adults over 60 struggle with bloating, constipation, fatigue, indigestion, and unexplained weight changes. Many accept these symptoms as unavoidable. But your digestive system doesn't suddenly stop working because you celebrate another birthday. In many cases, hidden daily habits slowly weaken the gut long before serious symptoms appear. A few years ago, I spoke with a 69-year-old woman who carried antacid tablets everywhere she went. She avoided restaurants, canceled social gatherings, and worried constantly about digestive discomfort. She believed her body was simply getting older. What she didn't realize was that several small habits were quietly damaging her gut every single day. What frustrated her most wasn't the pain. It was the unpredictability. Some days she felt completely normal. Other days, bloating made her clothes feel tight, and fatigue drained her energy. She had reached the point where she stopped making plans because she never knew how her stomach would behave. As a physician specializing in digestive health and healthy aging, I've learned an important lesson. The gut is far more intelligent than most people realize. It's not simply a tube that processes food. It's an ecosystem that influences immunity, metabolism, energy production, inflammation, and even brain function. Here's something surprising. Nearly 70% of your immune system is connected to your digestive tract. Your gut also communicates continuously with your brain through chemical signals, hormones, and specialized nerve pathways. This connection explains why digestive problems often affect far more than the stomach. Let's be clear about something. Occasional bloating doesn't automatically mean you have a serious disease. Digestive symptoms can appear for many reasons. Today's discussion isn't intended to create fear. Instead, it's designed to help you recognize common habits that may be preventing your gut from functioning properly. The first habit is eating too quickly. Modern life has transformed meals into a race. Many people finish breakfast while checking their phones and eat lunch while answering messages. Unfortunately, your digestive system wasn't designed to work under those conditions. Digestion begins before food even reaches your stomach. The moment you smell or see food, your brain begins preparing digestive enzymes. But when meals become rushed, this preparation process becomes less efficient, making digestion more difficult. Research continues to suggest that fast eating may contribute to overeating, poor digestion, and metabolic disturbances. Large food particles also require more work inside the digestive system, increasing the likelihood of discomfort after meals. Imagine placing large, uncut logs into a fireplace instead of smaller pieces of wood. The fire still burns, but the process becomes slower and less efficient. Your digestive system works in a very similar way. Instead of rushing through meals, try slowing down. Put your fork down between bites. Chew thoroughly. Give your body time to recognize fullness signals. This simple adjustment often improves digestion more than many expensive supplements. The second habit is ignoring dietary fiber. Many adults consume enough calories but not enough fiber. Processed foods dominate the menu while vegetables, legumes, fruits, and whole grains become occasional visitors instead of daily staples. Fiber isn't simply a tool for preventing constipation. It serves as nourishment for beneficial bacteria living inside your intestines. When those bacteria receive the nutrients they need, they produce compounds that help support digestive health. Unfortunately, low-fiber diets can affect more than bowel movements. Poor dietary patterns may influence inflammation, metabolic health, and the diversity of your gut microbiome. And diversity matters because a healthier microbial environment often creates a more resilient digestive system. Think of your gut as a large community. If only a few species survive, the community becomes unstable. But when many different species coexist, the entire system becomes stronger and more adaptable. Instead of dramatically increasing fiber overnight, begin gradually. Add berries to breakfast. Include beans with dinner. Add vegetables to every meal. Small changes are usually easier to maintain than extreme dietary overhauls. The third habit is eating too close to bedtime. Many people consume their largest meal late in the evening and then immediately prepare for sleep. Unfortunately, your digestive system follows a biological clock. During daylight hours, your metabolism is generally more active. As evening approaches, multiple biological processes begin slowing down. Heavy nighttime meals force the digestive system to continue working when the body is naturally preparing for rest. This creates a frustrating cycle. Poor digestion disrupts sleep. Poor sleep influences appetite. Appetite encourages unhealthy food choices. And unhealthy food choices place even more pressure on the digestive system. Imagine asking an office staff to complete an entire day's workload after most employees have already gone home. The job might eventually be completed, but efficiency would suffer dramatically. Whenever possible, try to finish eating several hours before bedtime. This doesn't require extreme fasting. It simply gives your digestive system more time to process food before sleep begins. But the next two habits may be even more surprising, because one of them has nothing to do with food at all, and the other might be affecting your gut every single day without you realizing it. The fourth habit has nothing to do with food. It's chronic stress. Many people think digestion begins in the stomach, but that's only part of the story. Digestion actually begins in the brain, and when the brain feels threatened, the digestive system immediately changes its behavior. Your nervous system constantly switches between two different modes. One mode prepares you to fight danger. The other allows you to rest, repair, and digest food. The problem is that modern stress keeps many people trapped in survival mode for most of the day. When stress hormones remain elevated, blood flow shifts away from the digestive tract. Stomach acid production changes. Intestinal movement slows. Over time, symptoms such as bloating, gas, indigestion, and irregular bowel habits become increasingly common. Have you ever noticed that your stomach suddenly feels uncomfortable before an important appointment or a difficult conversation? That's because your brain and digestive system communicate continuously. Emotional stress often creates physical symptoms. Before your next meal, try something simple. Sit down. Put your phone away. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Allow yourself to relax before eating. Sometimes, changing your environment changes your digestion. The fifth habit is relying too heavily on processed foods. Convenience has transformed modern eating. Packaged meals, sugary snacks, sweetened beverages, and highly refined foods have become everyday staples in many households. Your gut depends on nutrients to maintain its protective lining. Vitamins, minerals, healthy fats, and plant compounds all contribute to the health of this barrier. When nutrition declines, the digestive system loses many of the resources it needs. Many highly processed foods contain very little fiber while delivering large amounts of sugar and refined carbohydrates. This combination may encourage inflammation while reducing the nutritional diversity that beneficial bacteria depend on. Compare 2 different lunches. One meal includes grilled fish, vegetables, beans, and fresh fruit. The second includes chips, soda, and a processed sandwich. Both satisfy hunger, but they send very different messages to your digestive system. You don't need a perfect diet to improve gut health. Start with one simple rule. Whenever possible, choose foods that look closer to their natural form. Progress doesn't require perfection. Let me ask you something. Which symptom affects you the most? Bloating? Constipation? Fatigue? Acid reflux? Or do you struggle with several of them at the same time? Your answer may reveal patterns you haven't recognized before. For the next 7 days, keep a simple journal. Write down what you eat, when you eat, and how you feel afterward. Patterns often become obvious once they're written on paper. During your next appointment, consider asking several important questions. Could my medications be affecting digestion? Am I consuming enough fiber? Are my symptoms related to another medical condition? These conversations often uncover answers that people overlook. Here's the encouraging news. Your digestive system is remarkably adaptable. The lining of your intestines constantly renews itself. Beneficial bacteria respond to dietary changes. Even small improvements can produce meaningful results over time. I remember speaking with a retired accountant who believed digestive discomfort would follow him for the rest of his life. Instead of searching for another supplement, he focused on meal timing, food quality, stress management, and fiber intake. Within a few months, his symptoms became far more manageable. There's a sentence I want you to remember after this video ends. Your gut isn't working against you. It's communicating with you. Symptoms are often messages, not punishments. Today, we explored 5 common habits that may quietly weaken digestive health. Eating too quickly, ignoring fiber, eating late at night, allowing stress to dominate daily life, and depending too heavily on processed foods can all influence the gut. But before we finish, there's one final lesson that's even more important than everything we've discussed so far. Because improving your digestive system isn't about finding a miracle cleanse or a magical detox drink. The truth is that your gut doesn't need extreme solutions. It needs consistency. And once you understand that principle, your entire approach to digestive health begins to change. If you suspect your gut is struggling, don't start by buying expensive supplements. Start by asking simple questions. How often do you snack? How many different plants do you eat every week? How late do you eat dinner? Sometimes the answers reveal more than any product ever could. Write down your symptoms for 1 week. Track your energy levels, bloating, sleep quality, bowel habits, and food choices. Patterns begin to appear when you pay attention. A food journal can become one of the most powerful diagnostic tools you have. The encouraging news is that your digestive system is remarkably adaptable. Your gut lining constantly renews itself, and your microbial community responds quickly to positive changes. Small improvements made today can create noticeable differences within weeks. Modern research continues to reveal something fascinating. Gut health doesn't only influence digestion. It affects immunity, metabolism, inflammation, mood, and even cognitive performance. Repairing your gut isn't about chasing a trend. It's about supporting one of the most important ecosystems in your body. I remember speaking with a retired accountant who believed feeling exhausted after meals was simply part of growing older. He experienced bloating every evening and depended on antacids almost daily. He assumed nothing could change. Instead of searching for another supplement, he focused on 5 simple habits. He reduced late-night eating, increased dietary diversity, slowed down during meals, improved his sleep schedule, and eliminated constant snacking. 3 months later, his energy had returned. His bloating had improved dramatically. Most importantly, he no longer believed that poor digestion was an unavoidable consequence of aging. He discovered that his body was still capable of healing. Never forget this. Your gut is not a garbage disposal designed to tolerate endless abuse. It is a living ecosystem that responds to every choice you make. What you repeatedly do matters far more than what you occasionally try. Health rarely disappears overnight, and healing rarely arrives overnight. Both are built through small, repeated actions. The daily habits that seem insignificant today often become the foundation of your future health. Let's quickly review what we've covered. Feed your beneficial bacteria with diverse plant foods. Give your digestive system time to clean itself. Respect your body's internal clock. Activate your relaxation response before eating. And reduce unnecessary exposures that disrupt your microbiome. I'd like to ask you a question. Which of these 5 habits do you think is hurting your gut the most right now? Is it stress? Late-night eating? Constant snacking? Leave your answer in the comments because your experience might help someone else. If you found this discussion valuable, consider sharing it with a family member or a friend who struggles with bloating, fatigue, or digestive discomfort. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our future conversations about healthy aging and preventive wellness. Finally, remember that this video is designed for educational purposes only. Digestive symptoms can have many different causes, and persistent symptoms should always be discussed with a qualified healthcare professional. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I'll see you in the next video.